What is going on, everybody? It's Mamba. Welcome back to my channel. I have been getting a few questions lately of what my builds are for my Titan and why it's so powerful. If you guys didn't play the last season, it was Solar 3.0, and the biggest things that came out of Solar 3.0 were the Synthoceps build. Right now, right behind me in this B-roll footage that we got going on, is my Synthoceps build that's, I'm playing through the Conflux Lost Sector. This isn't on Legendary, this isn't on Master, this is just me going to Nessus and getting some stuff shown out right here. You'll see that the biggest thing that I'm getting is the Roaring Flames ×3 and my Biotic Enhancements, which comes from my Synthoceps. So you see right here, I'm doing 115,000 per hammer shot against the boss in here. That is over 345,000 damage in 3 hammer blows. That is the main part of using the Synthoceps build, the amount of damage that you can push out by being surrounded by enemies and having Roaring Flames ×3. So this is my build for my usual Lost Sector runs, for the longer Lost Sector runs. I'm running a Wastelander M5 shotgun with a 1-2 punch and a hot swap on it. Some type of secondary, usually tarnished metal because it's scout rifle mod this season, and usually Galahorn or Parasite. Now I love using Parasite because I am always getting kills constantly with melee and my sunspots that I will have ×20 Parasite by the time I get to the boss at the very end. Running Melee Wellmaker on my Titan mark. I'm running Bountiful Wells and Recuperation ×2 on my Catch Killer Greaves. Always running the Thermoshock Plating, as well as I run Elemental Light just on the offhand chance that I pop my super. Synthoceps with a Focusing Strike, which is a seasonal mod, and a Bolstering Detonation, just because sometimes I do throw a grenade, but I always am running a Melee Wellmaker with it. And then my helmet, I am running Assets to Assets, which most of the time I actually, when I'm switching over my Synthoceps build, I do use hands-on and so I can get more super energy back quicker. Now, for the build itself, you want to run Hammer of Soul. It's up to you what super you want to use. Barricade, whatever barricade you want to use. I use Catapult Lift. You have to have Throwing Hammers if you're going to do this build, because the Throwing Hammer is just you keep going over and over again, gives you Roaring Flames ×3, and your grenade is your build of choice. I prefer the Thermite just because it's cool. Your aspect that you want to use is Roaring Flames. Final blows with solar abilities or ignitions increase the damage of your solar abilities. Stacks ×3. That's the big thing. You want to stack this ×3. So in tandem with Synthoceps Biotic Enhancements, you're getting, I believe, a 25% damage increase, so a 30% damage increase with your melee. And then you want Soul Invictus. Every time a solar ability final blow hits an enemy or defeats a scorched target, it creates sunspots. Sunspots regenerate faster and your super drains more slowly while standing in a sunspot. They also apply Scorch and deal damage to targets inside. Now, if you've ever seen any of my videos, you've noticed I've done a few times where I've hit people constantly with the sunspots and just let it burn them down. It's such a easy and free way to get damage on a boss or a high-end enemy that it's a great way to get free damage. Now, your fragments. You want Ember of Torches, so powered melee attacks grant you radiant. So every time you hit an enemy with your hammer, boom, you're radiant. When you pick it back up too, you will also get Cure, which heals you. Ember of Ashes, you apply more Scorch stacks, so that it ties directly into sunspots. And then you have your class abilities recharge fast when you scorch targets, so boom, more Scorch equals better regeneration. And then your Ember of Inferion, if you are running a healing grenade, your Ember of Inferion will actually restore every time, your actual restoration, every time you get an enemy with the solar hit. So now that we've covered one build, which is the Synthoceps build, which is the most commonly used one, which is a fairly easy build to put together if you are a new light player or someone who's just not super into build playing or build developing. The second one is Wormgod Caress, which takes a bit more of a finer tune on things to understand how it works. The biggest part of using Wormgod Caress is getting Burning Fists. Burning Fists, just like Roaring Flames, increases damage output. So, if you notice, when I'm hitting these Scions, I'm doing about 80,000 to a 155 with my hammer, which is an insane amount compared to my Synthoceps build, which even with the hammer is only 110,000. So you'll see right here, boom, I throw and hit with my hammer, 256,900 and some damage. Hit with my Consecration, 138,000, another one for 36,000. equaling out to around 75,000. So if you put the hammer or just a full concentration with Burning Fist times 5 and Roaring Flames, you are hitting around 325 to 330,000 for one hit against a boss. This build is insane. Here's what it looks like. This is the Wormgod Caress. What this states is Burning Fists. Melee kills increase melee damage over a period of time or for a period of time. Additional kills extend it and increase effects. It stacks by 5, by the way. So, instead of having on Sol Invictus, we are now going to have on Consecration. Now, in the B-roll footage that you've seen, you've noticed that I was able to take down a boss in one single Consecration slide. When you combine Roaring Flames times 3 with Burning God's Caress times 5 and Consecration, you will be able to max out damage around 300,000 on a boss. Now you can, if you are fast enough, you can do this with 1-2 punch, and I think there's a video out there, I'll try and link it, to where you can get this up to, like, I think it's like 800,000. You can just destroy people with it, but it's a hard build to use outside of multiple enemy encounters where you need lots and lots of enemies, because it only has a 5-second duration for Burning Fists. So keep that in mind. I hope this guide helps with you guys watching this and seeing how I play the game and how I approach it. The video wasn't too long. I hope you guys appreciate it. If you do, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. If you have any comments or any questions on how I did this, please comment down below, and I'll get right back to you guys. Peace out.